7 years ago, our campus, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, established the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship to, quote, engage, equip, and encourage innovators and entrepreneurs. Last month, Max Fuller, UTC class of 1975 and co-founder of the trucking company U.S. Express, donated $5 million to the center, which now bears his name. Tom Lyons is the Clarence E. Harris Chair of Excellence in Entrepreneurship here at UTC. Mike Bradshaw is the director of the Max Fuller Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, part of the Gary W. Rollins College of Business here at UTC. Mike, Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Nice
Pleasure to be here.
And congratulations on this gift from Max Fuller. What does this mean for the center?
Well, it means a lot. That's an understatement, obviously, but I've said this before, but it's a game changer for us, both in terms of the current successful programming that we have and how we can expand that to reach more students, but also in terms of new programming that we can bring on board to enhance what we're already doing. So it's invaluable to all of that.
It was an enormous win for the Max Fuller Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship in the university. It's going to be a really great honor to be able to set the center up to succeed into the indefinite future, perpetually, with his gift.
Talk more about the work already happening at the center that this gift is going to build upon.
Let me step back and do the 10,000-foot view first. So our entrepreneurship program is dedicated to serving the entire UTC campus and also the community. So we have those foci out there in front of us. And for the students at UTC, what we really want to do is help them to develop their entrepreneurship skills. And in order to do that, you need the curriculum that we offer, both a minor and a major in entrepreneurship. But the student needs the ability to practice what they learn in the classroom. And that's really where the Max Fuller CIE comes into play. Helping provide opportunities to practice, providing feedback on that practice is what cements skills. That's the big picture, but as we drill down then, that means that our programming can be very specific to making that happen. I'll just give you one example, and this is one that Max likes very much. That is paid internships and paid consultancies for our students, giving them an opportunity to work with startups, also an opportunity to work with organizations that serve startups, which is invaluable experience for developing their skills. They can truly take what they've learned in the classroom and get it out there into the community. And there's that university community connection as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. It's the most important thing to me, providing the opportunities through this gift for students to go out and actually practice, experience what it's like to start a business, try and grow a business. It's one of the most difficult things a person can do. While the classroom training is invaluable, having the experience on which to hang that training, that teaching in the classroom means a whole lot. And not incidentally, the fact that a paid internship, distinguish that from an unpaid internship, a paid internship is the single most important predictor of post-graduation hiring success that there is. And so our initial forays into this world, I think we've employed 30 interns through the Frost family gift. Now we'll be transitioning into operating under the Max Fuller gift, which will allow us to really stabilize these programs, to recruit in advance, to build a waiting list, to make them highly competitive, sought-after positions in the university. And we'll be placing people, just as we do now, to work alongside of Chattanooga small business people through the Urban Vision Initiative. We'll continue that. But we have 3 other internship programs cast in the strategic plan for the Max Fuller Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship now, which includes continuing what we've prototyped and placing interns with the support organizations out in town. Here we're talking about the Company Lab, the Tennessee Small Business Development Center, Launch Chattanooga. I'll be seeking to have paid interns working in those offices, both to liaison with us to help them help entrepreneurs. We'll be doing more direct employment opportunities with Chattanooga startups in the high growth field, the tech-enabled high-growth prospect companies that come through town.
And how do you see this gift impacting the work
of CIE on campus and in the community at this time for the economy. The entrepreneurial ecosystem evolves over time, and we're in a different era now, no doubt about it, compared to just a few years ago, compared to just before the pandemic.
Right. Well, Mike's done a great job of talking about some of the community-facing things that we're trying to do, which connect very much to economic development in the community. I bring up something else that we've been doing for about 5 years now and want to continue doing and to grow, and that is work in the area of research commercialization. So helping researchers on our UTC campus who have invented something through their research that they are interested in commercializing. And when I say commercializing, I'm talking about either building a business around it or licensing it to existing industry. And so oftentimes those researchers who may be in engineering, computer science, physics, chemistry, they know about their field, but they don't really know how to launch a business or how to pitch an idea, and that's where we come in. So we're helping them. We're also helping them with protecting their own intellectual property. That's the kind of thing I think that can be very beneficial to the community in terms of economic development, getting those inventions off the campus and getting them out into the community where they can actually solve problems for people here as well as generate economic value.
And one day, the Fuller CIE will have a new home as part of the expanded Fletcher Hall for the Gary W. Rollins College of Business on campus.
True enough. That's pretty exciting. So I'm casting the plan with my partners really to have the construction plans and the finance plans intersect with the opening of that new building. So a lot of the thinking is forward thinking into that when we have a central place to be. But in the meantime, we've probably got 3 years to go through, right?
Yes, that's probably about the period we're looking at, both with the construction and as the endowment builds out.
Right. The endowment will take a few years to begin producing sustaining income. During that time, we'll continue to prototype the programs we've got going now and start layering in the new ones. And what Tom just said was incredibly important on the commercialization side of things. And you mentioned the entrepreneurial ecosystem in town. One of the things is we've worked inside this system since it emerged, maybe 14, 15 years ago. And we've always known that we were a little bit different from some of the other major entrepreneurial ecosystems in the country and around the world, in that there was a thing called a spillover effect from the university into the surrounding community, which really coalesced a lot of entrepreneurial ventures. Professors who had invented something that they were commercializing, as Tom said, meaning to start a business around it and employ a lot of people. That hasn't happened in Chattanooga yet just because of the natural trajectory of our university. But things are changing a little bit, and I think it'll be an organic evolution of the university into being a very capable research institution that produces a lot of, let's say, viable products and services. So one of the things that we've got going on in campus that really works nicely with the community is the quantum technology. Chattanooga's a leader, unbelievably, right? I mean, it's just one of those improbable stories that will bring some attention to the town. The university also has recently established its Quantum Center. Got Rick Mukherjee here running that now. And when you think about what can happen in terms of having a new flourishing of technology-enabled businesses centered around this valuable asset, one-of-a-kind asset, the only commercially available quantum network, soon to have a quantum computer on site, that will allow both the researchers in the university, businesses around the country, researchers from around the country to come here to Chattanooga and experiment with that network. And you say, well, what is that quantum stuff? And maybe you say, okay, well, let's not talk too much about that, all right? But what we can talk about maybe is, well, if we had a quantum system, what would we do with it? And that was the question that was asked a dozen years ago when EPB built their first generation fiber optic network on which the quantum systems will be built. And that really caused a lot of activity to come about. We want to be a part of that at the center.
Yeah, and in fact, get out ahead of it, because there's going to come a time sooner than probably we expect where there will be a lot of commercializable research in that area. And if we're well positioned as the place where you go to get your entrepreneurial resources and background, I think that's going to put us in a very good position to contribute to the community's economy.
And for people who want to learn more and keep up on what happens next, where can they go online?
We'll put quite a bit of stuff out on LinkedIn. One of the best ways to find out what's going on at the center is to stay tuned in there, to follow the Max Fuller Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship on LinkedIn. We'll also be doing our communication through the Rollins College of Business marketing team, communications team.
All right. Mike, Tom, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.